Try to sit in front, unless you want to sit on the table. Sit on with the table so they can put the textbook on the table. Also good. Okay, shall we stand up? Okay, please hold the palm. One bow to the Buddha. Okay, first prostration to the okay, second prostration. Okay, third prostration. Okay, one bow to the Buddha again. Okay, please take a seat. Oh, okay, please take a seat. Okay, as normal, shall we do the 10 minutes recite the Guan Pusa name? Okay, please hold the palm and follow me. 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无 无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无 无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。Okay, please follow me. 南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。Okay. Okay, good morning all brothers and sisters. You still come for the lesson? I thought now school vacation for this month, so parents have to accompany their children go for holiday. Anyway, please refer to your textbook, page 240. I think we stop here, right? 240. Okay, so before we start the lecture, first thing to remind everybody, our next lesson will be on 3rd of July as normal, first week of the month. Usually in alternate week, just to remind you again, first and third week. Regardless whether that month, whether it's a 5 weeks or 4 weeks. So first and third week. So next lesson will be 3rd of July. Now please refer to your textbook, page 240. Okay, as for the 6 parameter, if we compare with 6 embracing virtue, we will cover 6 embracing virtues. So one is self-benefit, one is benefiting others, right? 自利利他 in Chinese. Then especially the benefiting others is due to the great compassion, 慈悲. Okay? And we already covered the first 3. So the parameter of giving, in Sanskrit called dana. And we also covered the second one, the precepts. Okay, the precepts. And the third is patience, right? Means tolerance, right? Tolerance. Of course, in Buddhism, talk about tolerance is in connection with the wisdom, or we call it in connection with the emptiness, right? Wisdom, or emptiness means wisdom. Right? In Sanskrit, it's called sunyata, sunya. Okay, in Sanskrit. Now, so this one actually means wisdom. Right, we know in Sanskrit what prajna. Okay, so wisdom in Buddhism is very unique in Buddhism, and we should say it's different from other religion. Of course, also different from knowledge. Like you study in the secular, you receive the secular education, whether you're in poly or in a university or in JC. We gain the knowledge. We call it, like for instance, computer knowledge. Knowledge in engineering and so on and so forth, right? Because it's good for you. If we have a skill, then we can, can do the job. It's good for your prospect, your career. Like now, as you read in the newspaper, now the COVID government start to reopen the border, and a lot of job vacancy, right? You read the newspaper, plenty of job. Although it's plenty of job, but it depends on you whether capable to, to perform your duty in that particular job, because that's why government implement, like, came out the kind of strategy, like, upgrading. You should go for upgrading, to make sure you have a skill, right? Skill in computer knowledge, or in engineering, or in accountancy, and then so on and so forth, right? Otherwise, there's a job there, but you cannot get a job, right? If you don't have the skill. That's why I see government very smart, right? You have a skill development fund in Singapore, right? Each one about $600. If you go for an upgrading course or whatever, you can claim from the government $600, to help you for the tuition fee and so on and so forth. So I think this is good, besides creating job, but make sure people can get a job, can do the job. That's very important. Now, talking about this one, so it's the same thing. So therefore, especially for Buddhism, right? Some people say, cultivation, hide in the mountain, practice meditation. I don't want to isolate from the external world. I don't care about economic recession. I don't care about pandemic. I don't care about variant, in virus and so on and so forth. I just hide in the mountain. I just live alone. But it's impossible. Just like Dharma cannot be separated from daily life. It's simply like we are the kind of social animal. 我们是社会的一种高级 high class animal, right? We are social animal means that we have to sociable to interact with people. We cannot stay alone. Cannot be independent. Right? That's why you already studied before in your module 2 dependent origination. All things depend on causes and conditions. I depend on you, you depend on me. If I cannot come here, no lesson. If you all disappear, I'm talking to myself, talking to the wall. The class have to be cancelled. Right? This is a very simple example. Okay, so now back to your textbook. Now, so this verse 135 comment on the first three parameters, right? According to the author, he have a kind of skillful meaning. We call it upaya later on. They have skillful meaning, and to give us a kind of an analogy, among these three, the relationship, among them, dana, giving, precept, sila, and the other one is patience, or we get tolerance. In fact, we have to tolerate a lot of things. Whether you are in your working environment, like one of my students, if you have a kind of not so good relationship with your boss, then you got problem. Especially lady boss. A lot of people say lady boss. I don't know. So wow, this is actually their born innate. Just like in Buddhism, they say they're have a heavy karma. I mean, in terms of karma, guy also have, but in comparison, they are more heavier a little bit. They have funny character and so on and so forth. Calculative, this and that. I mean, guy also have, but in comparison, they are more serious. So in terms of cultivation, this is a kind of challenge to the female. Right? Doesn't mean the male don't have the challenge. The same thing. So now they tell you, this tolerance, you all studied before. You have to tolerate a lot of things, in your working environment, in your family. Or you tolerate in the weather. Look at the weather, heat wave. In European country, in America, in India. Right, Singapore, in the past 2 weeks, a few days, really pretty hot. 35, 36 degrees. Hot is one thing, no, but the humidity. Humid, Singapore very humid, right? It means Chinese call 很闷, humid. And you sweat, your thing is very sticky one. And Beijing in China, they are more dry, humid, how to say dry. So they are more like, even they sweat, they're like okay, but also stuffy. Even in Taipei, surrounded by the mountain Taipei. They call 盆地, it's surrounded by the four sides, east, west, south, all mountain. So the heat cannot dissipate out, cannot go out. So very, very stuffy. I was in Taipei, I studied there, I tell you, it's very, very hot. It's called fall summer, very clear-cut one. And also four season, spring, autumn, winter, and so on and so forth. The first time I got a heat stroke there, 中暑. It never happened to me, in Singapore, no. But happened in Taiwan, no. That time in Taipei, 火车站, it's so hot, the weather. Then it's noon time, and the heat reflect from the iron piece of the thing, then wow, you get it. And this is called SBL. So it's called very, very, the weather is very, very hot. Okay. So we are living in the heaven. Singapore not too bad, no? We are just an island surrounded by the sea, water, and so on and so forth. So therefore, we have to treasure it. People say heaven. This is a human heaven, 人间天堂. So basically at the moment we don't have a really so-called disastrous and then earthquake and so on and so forth. But in future we don't know. Okay, back to here. Verse 135. Transcendences of giving, precepts, and patience. As I said earlier, these first three parameters, or first three perfection, mostly taught, to the laity. It means to your lay people, 你们在家人. You see, for your practice giving can be you give things, or giving your wealth, your money because you're working. For monk, for monastic, we are not working basically. So we got the support from you, the dana from you in terms of money or food or whatever, basic necessity. And this so that we can survive. And when you offer things, it means you practice giving, 布施, and you gain the merit. Why you gain the merit? You ask the question, why you just give people things to monastic, bichu or bichu, nun or man, and you gain the merit? How come? In terms of whether you give the money or you give the food or whatever, it's because you give the things to the monastic so that with your food or your money, they can go and buy the medicine or whatever, or buy the food to eat so that they can survive. Once they can survive, they can cultivate the Dharma. And one day probably they attain liberation or whatever, and because of you, because of your support, 你成就他, that's why you achieve something. And therefore you gain the merit. You know what I mean? Indirectly you gain the merit. But having said that, you cannot anyhow give the money. So according to sixth perfection, you must give with the wisdom, in connection with the wisdom, 要有智慧. You cannot say, I'm very kind-hearted. He need drugs, so I buy for him or buy for her. Or he need to buy the $2 vegetarian rice or $3, then buy for him or for her. This is not in connection with wisdom. If you can give her $2, $3 for one time, you cannot give every time $2, $3. Not ending, right? You should ask him or her to go and upgrade himself or herself, then go to study, have a skill, then go and look for the job, so that he or she can survive by themselves. Right? Not because of every time to give $3, $4, no end, no ending. Right? So they say mostly taught to the lay people like you, right? Practice giving, especially the food, money, etc. Then precepts in terms of ethics, moral, right? 道德, right? Just as society law, you cannot break the law. Everybody has to abide the law so that the society will be in order. Everybody's safe. And recently, do you see the YouTube from the handphone? Happened in Tanshan, China, Tanshan. And they say Singapore is very safe because even after 10 p.m., the ladies or whatever is they can walk around in Singapore, go to Clarke Quay, go enjoy a satay or whatever. I think basically, generally are quite safe. If you compare with other city or other country, right? Nighttime we dare not to go out. And this happened in Tanshan recently. It's quite disgraceful, and those guys, I don't know whether gangster or whatever, have a violence, to harm the ladies and so on and so forth. So they want to investigate in China. Do you know that Tanshan even came out in the newspaper? Only she know. Okay, so this is, the talk about tolerate the weather, everything. So tolerance, no choice. Everybody, you tolerate me, I tolerate you. You tolerate with me because I'm teaching, you cannot run away, you cannot leave the classroom. So you wait until 11:15. Learn. But if you tolerate in connection with wisdom, all right, you won't find hurt, you won't find hatred, to hate somebody or whatever. In terms of, you have a compassionate mind, compassion, to pity them, to know that because of ignorance of sentient beings, they don't have the wisdom. That's why you have such a behavior. So you will try to forgive them and just let go. Right? If you have a hatred, hate somebody, you hurt yourself. Not only you harm people, but you hurt yourself. So this is not easy, right? It's not easy. But, it's just like we are studying the school. I hate examination. I hate the tutorial. A lot of homework, a lot of tutorial. A lot of report, a lot of project. But you have to tolerate. Right? You have to tolerate. You learn. You tolerate throughout. You must commit yourself throughout the 4 years, the 3 years in diploma, whatever, 3 years in NUS and so on and so forth. But you do the postgraduate, right? The master degree only 1 or 2 years. But you do the PhD, even more longer. Now you have to tolerate. People like us, 5 years, 6 years, Americans 6 to 8 years, so they can get a PhD. So you have to tolerate. I say, so long, I don't want to study, give up.
Some people simply halfway through, they give up. Because your thesis is the supervisor keep on criticizing and ask you to amend this and then it's just simply want to give up and throw into the dustbin. I don't want to do anymore. Therefore, you need to tolerate. You tolerate with your parents also tolerate you. You're not so obedient, always against the parent. 他们也是忍你 not only 忍他 or couple, girlfriend and boyfriend, they tolerate each other, husband and wife. Right? So tolerance, everything have to tolerate. So mostly talk to the lay people are the provisions. We call it 资粮 provision. So the provision for accumulating vast blessing. Alright? It's just like you stock out, you have a marriage, so that one day it can be used. Just like you save the money, you put the money into the bank, although now the interest, very low interest. Some people say, POSB last time got 4%. I remember my time got 4% POSB interest or 3% a lot, right? So people prefer to save money and put into the POSB or even put in the OCBC or UOUB or DBS, even gain higher interest. But now, the interest is so low, 0.001%. Just like zero already. And some people complaining, I got so low interest. Right? You're very lucky, they give you 0.001% interest rather than they say, you give me money, now I give you interest. Why? Because I keep your money safe. I keep for you the money, put in the bank. Otherwise, you put in the house, what happens? Thief come in and steal your money. Correct or not? 你要他的钱，他要你的钱 in Chinese. Then you still want to complain low interest some more. Correct or not? Especially now due to the economic recession. January, right? Singapore slightly better. But sooner or later it will be affected. If the America, because all the country depend on America, right? USA, right? Okay, back to here. Now, so are the provision, just like you put the money in the bank to put it, accumulating vast blessing. Because in Buddhism, we cultivate the Dharma, we used to face a lot of challenge, encounter a lot of problems and difficulties, just like through your study, as a student or you work in your working environment, you should encounter different problems, different day, different problems, a lot of problems. So they say human being life is to solve the problems. We are born in the world to solve the problems. And we are born in this way is to learn a lot of things, day by day, week by weeks. 我们都在学习. Every day we are learning the new things or whatever, and gaining some new knowledge and something like that. Okay, so and the cost for a physical body like that, of a Buddha, because this one you practice giving precepts and patience, you just have accumulate a vast blessing. So with that kind of good fortune, 福报, and that even will make us the way of cultivation is more smooth, right? Lesser hurdle, obstacles. You talk about cultivation, the cultivated Dharma, we need to eat, we need to survive, we need to work, and so on and so forth. And all these things, we need the money to buy things or whatever to survive. And all this must make sure everything is smooth. With that basic need, so that, we can focus on our cultivation. If you do so day by day, you start to worry, tomorrow no money to buy food, this and that. So it's sufficient enough. The basic need, sufficient enough for us to survive. And with that, so that we can cultivate, to practice Dharma. It's just like coming for Dharma class, if you're having the financial problems, I think first thing you have to go and look for the job and go to get out all the way to find the money. Otherwise, how to survive? Don't tell me, say you are empty pocket, you are very hungry, no money to eat, no food to eat, and I ask you to recite the Abhidhamma Buddha. Do you think we'll recite the Buddha name? I don't think so. We are very resisting because your empty stomach even calling. You think you can focus on your practice on the Dharma? No, I don't think so. Correct or not? That's why for the lay people like you, and this is the basic need, even for the Sangha as well, right? So you see, this is the cost of physical body, because with that we can survive. We are talking in terms of our physical body, so that we have energy. With the food consumption, we have energy. Then we can work, we can cultivate, practice the Dharma. We can do a lot of things, And with that nutrition, we'll ensure that our body is healthy, and we can do a lot of things. Just like now, according to the health minister, Ong Yi Kang, it came out the SG50, or whatever. There's a plan, make sure they ask you to stick to one doctor, your GP, something like that. That's why you see our government very smart, Prevention better than cure. If everybody healthy, then government will spend money on the health things. They will cut down out their expenses. Because all those money are come from our taxpayer money. Right? So, of course, on the survey, they say, government helping us. But we are helping government. Save problems and also the money. If everybody sick, a lot of people rush to the hospital cannot cope. That's a COVID-19. And now Taiwan, you look at Taiwan, such a feeling is hurting them, Everybody living with the virus, everybody go to the front already, and now they encounter the COVID-19, the breakout, the COVID-19, and this what we have gone through before last time, correct now? But we're already heading in front, 你还在后面, you're still behind, So that kind of feeling, 你不觉得很奇怪吗? Of course, their kind of strategy for the pandemic is actually all political things because they involve politics, right? Because 跟政治有关系嘛 in Chinese. Once you involve politics, government is not really taking care of you. What they want is the vote, because the election coming. Right? So, I'm not citing PAP, but in comparison, because we are abroad to study for a few years, we are not just go there for holiday for 1-2 weeks or whatever. That's why when I came back to Singapore, then I start to compare. I'm very fortunate to live in Singapore. Of course, I'm not telling you that Singapore government is 100%. No, nothing is 100%. Nothing is perfect. Only Buddha, he was a perfected one. We say perfected one, enlightened one. Right? Nothing is 100% one. Okay, back to here. Now, that's why here they say physical body in terms of this vast blessing, 福报. And to practice the Dharma, we need this blessing. Not only just spiritual development, 不是只有精神, but the materialistic life, 物质生活, right? Material life. It's very important. You study in the school not just to gain the knowledge. You study in the school because you want to get, besides getting the knowledge, because you make sure you have a skill so that you can go out to find a job. Right? Even nowadays, you see the toilet cleaner, those cleaners clean the toilet or sweeping the leaf, the floor, or whatever. They need a certificate, They make sure that they are very professional, You do anyhow sweep, do anyhow brush, clean the toilet. Everything have to go through courses, to upgrade yourself, So become very professional, Not anyhow after akao, you want to work as a cleaner, $800. Nowadays the cleaner, how come the salary study higher? Because you are more professional. You go through a 1-2 week courses or induction course so that make sure that you know the basic thing, how to do the thing. So they increase your salary to 1,000, 2,004. Now the cleaner can go up to, like my place, a cleaner. The cleaner last time is for the foreigner, they work as a cleaner, whether from Malaysia or from India or whatever. Right? Because our currency, now Singapore currency is quite high. You change to their currency, you go back. Wow. Even in their country, sometimes they cannot find a job. So they don't mind to work as a cleaner here to them. But with that kind of recognition, not say we look down the cleaner, with the recognition, so government, and also because of the high inflation nowadays, so they increase the salary, say, okay, 2002, 2004, 2006. So my place, the cleaner, they sub to the contractor. And Singaporean, Chinese Singaporean, I asked the cleaner, the lady is 30-something, very young, and married to the husband. Husband also very tall, about 30-something, And it's so surprising, because all the cleaner they employ, about a group of 4 or 5 cleaners, to our building. And they are Singapore Chinese, Last time we got Singapore Chinese. Who want to work? 30 job. 这么辛苦. And low pay. Who want to work? No aircon. But nowadays they work, Then I asked the uncle, I said, you do mind, tell me how much your salary? Now as a cleaner. He said 1,004. Minimum 1,004. Last time it's only 800, the most $1,000. 1,400, if you work as a supervisor, a small group leader, starting pay 1,600, So not too bad, what? Not too bad. And they'll try to increase some more. So it's a sort of recognition, I mean, compared with last time, of course, 1,000 something to you all cannot survive. And Singaporeans say 1,000 something cannot survive. It depends on how to survive. How are you going to survive? They say cannot survive. Why you going to say cannot survive? If you every day you go to restaurant for your lunch, for your dinner, then cannot survive. 1,600. And food cost $6 to $8, you cannot survive. If you go to the if you go to the hawker center, $3 chicken, not chicken rice, chicken rice. I'm talking about chicken now, not really solve the problem. You see the vegetarian, the food, right? Sometimes minimum, my place, sometimes they only sell $2. But of course, the thing lesser lah, $2 or $2.50. 它没有涨价呢. Some of the store, And you got no money, you eat $2, you eat $3, or the most $3, still can survive. Then you say Singapore is living standard very high. Of course, depends how you see. Yeah, generally. Then you say food is so expensive. Not really, no. Not really. I saw the YouTube, the handphone one. There's a Chinese guy came to Singapore, worked to Singapore to stay in Singapore, and they usually, in the way, try to promote us. We Singaporeans should thank him, because he promote to the Chinese people in China. 我现在在新加坡，在 Kaki 拍这个拍那个。Singapore is very safe 我听得很舒服 floating 飘飘然很好。It's true. The way he promote, he like it very much. You compare with China, he say, generally Singapore, enjoy the Singapore food. They say, who say Singapore food very expensive? I can find in this hawker center. I cannot tell which hawker center. He say, 你看就2块钱 $2.50 3样菜1个饭。You see the Indian worker, you see those painter outside, whatever, I saw my place. You know what they eat? Rice with the curry soup, no veggie, no nothing, They just eat like that, They are blue-collar job, They need to use a lot of energy, But they eat such a kind of, not really a nutrition food, So, they still survive. And you say, hey, you earn 1,000 something, or maybe probably 2,000, depend whether you're a skilled worker or not. Then you earn 2,000 or 1,000 something, you convert to, of course you want to bring the money back to your country, to some people, because they have to take care of the family. Then to us, you say, I ask my students, $2.50 ma, you like that, eat, 哪里有营养? No, where got energy? I mean, you just pay 50 cents more, $1, you can get the fish or whatever, meat or a vegetable. But to them, the simple food, they save even $1 or $2 more, then to them it's a big issue, To us, it's nothing, Correct or not? You see, this kind of thing, daily life, problems in daily life, whatever, then if you try to figure out, then you relate to your Dharma, relate to your daily life, say, this is what Buddha taught us, and you will change your perception. Then you won't be so calculative. And this is called cultivation. You change your mentality, your mindset. Not just chanting only. The other thing, I do not really see the Buddha. I don't want to believe. I'm teaching in my college, those student monks. And some people challenge you. You see the God, you prove to me, God, does God exist or not? Because I'm not teaching the Western philosophy. They will challenge you, and you prove to me the God exists. Similarly, you prove to me Buddha exists. Photo 没在, or just a statue only. Do you see by yourself through your naked eye? Then you prove to me, because I didn't see the Buddha. So you're talking about religion, faith is there, 信仰, it's very important. Okay, back to your textbook. Okay, the rest you read out by yourself. Can you see page 241? Sometimes I just highlight to you. You need to go back to read out by yourself. Any problem, just come back to me. Okay, see the next parameter or next profession. The parameter of diligence, page 241. Can you see the verse 136? And the next one we call diligence, or sometimes in English we call it effort. 精进 in Chinese. Effort. English, they have a different expression. Here, in the textbook, you use diligent, right? Or sometimes you use effort if you see other textbook. Effort. 精进 in Chinese. Means whatever you do, whether you study or you work or whatever you do the things, we need to put in time and effort. Just like I come here to study, you need to put in your effort. You cannot just solely depend on 1.5 hours here and depend on my explanation. Then you go and just throw the textbook into the storehouse. Then the next lecture you bring out again. So throughout the the course for the 3 modules, you can see the textbook is very new one. No remark, nothing. So I'm wondering whether you go back to read out the textbook. And some of my students, they do that. So a lot of things you need to put in the effort. Whether you study or you work or something like that. Cause and effect. You put in a lot of effort, you definitely get a good result. That's for sure. Right? In Buddhism, talk about cause and effect. Okay? So, Qing, the paraphernalia of religion. So, the transcendence of diligence as taught by the Buddha. The provision necessary for the attainment of blessing and wisdom, 福慧. Blessing is called 福报. Wisdom called 智慧. Right? And these two must be in parallel. In Buddhism, we are very much focused on the wisdom and blessing. Two are in parallel, not just empty talk. You practice the Dharma, then you can go to the Pure Land, you can go to the heaven, you can see the Buddha, whatever. But without the basic in your life, we need to survive. We need to eat. We need energy, right? You have to work because no work, no money, right? And this is a very realistic world, right? If you're talking about you are enjoying your life in terms of materialistic life, then you have to work very hard so that you get a high pay, more money to enjoy. This is how you enjoy your life, more money. Now you can travel a lot. Of course, now travel with the border reopen. And you see I heard the air ticket is so expensive. Even now China still not ready to open the border. So my place, a Chinese monk from China, I said, are you going back to China? He said, no, cannot. This holiday only 5 weeks, only cannot go back. You go back to quarantine, because now they haven't opened up. 21 plus 7, nearly 1 month quarantine. Who want to go? Who want to go back? 将近1个月的 quarantine, And Taiwan now, of course, 3 plus 4 slightly easing a little bit. Not ready fully open, but, better than last time. And he told me the air ticket, New Singapore 多少钱吗? I think the newspaper came out. I don't know whether true or no. More than 10,000, 1万. It's amazing, no? Where got 1万? But he told me, I think Singapore, I think maybe $2,000. I mean, 人民币1万多. Let me see, divide by 5. Wow, already $2,000. Last time is very cheap, cheaper, no? I mean, budget nice scoop or whatever, probably $200 Sing or $500-600 to Shanghai or Beijing. But now, how many times compared with the original price? Well, I mean, with the money you can travel. Money to you is nothing. You don't need to consider the money. You just buy and go, and pay with a credit card. You don't need to have a second thought. Whether you have enough money to enjoy, to fly to other country to enjoy tour or not. Right? Okay, back to the textbook. Now, so the provision, just like the 2 provision, blessing and wisdom. Now, one's mind should be insatiable, okay? As vast as the ocean. Or don't feel like tired, whatever. So, just like here, you committed to study the Dharma class, then you must put in your effort, unless you cannot come. Of course, you may think that this is a religious teaching, it's not my poly diploma course, it's not my degree course, and who care? I feel happy or sure or not tired, I come. If I feel tired or ever lazy, I don't want to come. Of course, it's your choice. Right? It's a choice. That's why they say e-learning. Of course, you must cope up with now the advanced technology. Why you don't have an e-learning or whatever? Or this actually they are doing in the university, but that's a different issue. Right? Because no matter how, this interaction is very important, especially for religious teaching. So I don't prefer e-learning one, last time. The impact is not there. Unless you got no choice. And of course, in NUS, in university or polytechnic, because they have to get the degree and diploma, so die, they have to go. Or not say go. they have to use a computer to study because they will do the tutorial, the professor, lecturer will follow up this and that. So otherwise, I mean, it's your choice. Unless do you want to get a certificate, degree, or diploma, who cares? But this one, no certificate, nothing one. It's up to you. I mean, this is very, very strict one. So university or polytechnic, the lecturer don't need to worry one. Don't need to worry attendance one. Unless you want to give out the course, you want to get any certificate, then you just go back. But this one is different, People don't come, don't care, Right? So self-discipline. So you cannot compare. So that in the university or polytechnic, they can have an e-learning. No problem one. The student will be more or less like quite disciplined. I mean, one out of 9 probably they are lazy or whatever. But religious teaching is different. You see, just at the classes here, I told you initially 140 something students, a lot. But English one considered in Singapore, this one also considered not bad already. And some people say, oh, e-learning, pandemic lazy, become lazy, or people hide in the house, don't want to come out. Then I'm the one came here, videoing on the spot, live one e-learning, so that you all cannot come at the time. I'm the one here, only, and with some support, with a volunteer 2 or 3 behind. Then we do the video, live one. And then you can go to the link and click and see and learn. But to me, my feeling is just like talking to the wall because no student. So you try to imagine, you are sitting here. Because you always sit the same seat one, man. Just like 2 brothers always sitting here. Something like that. So you just imagine, 2 brothers sitting there. So imagine, I'm joking, some student in front of you. Okay? Now, so one's mind should be insatiable as vast as the ocean, even when one's strength is exhausted. Sometimes you find that, I'm very tired, don't feel like coming, this and that. And then you give yourself a lot of excuses, so that you don't find guilty. Why I don't come? Not say I'm not responsible. Otherwise, I will don't know how to answer to the Buddha. That kind of things. If I give myself my excuses, say because I'm sick, I'm not feeling well, and because of now pandemic also still, every day about a few thousand cases, so it's still unsafe, so I don't want to come. So he said, if one strength is exhausted, one's mind should never stop. Physically, you feel tired, but mentally, you are not tired. 身累心不累 in Chinese. So the mental strength will give you the kind of motivation. So that you say, although I'm tired, but no matter how, I still come. I mean, if I can come, if I don't have any other commitment. But of course, your family comes first. Don't tell me you have an important family gathering and you still insist want to come very stubborn. Then that's not so good. Because that will affect your family life. Family is a top priority. Okay? In Buddhism, this is what Buddha taught us. You come here to learn the Dharma is, you have an extra time, you have a free time so that you can come here and learn new things and whatever. But the bottom line is you have to take care of your family. I mean, if you have a family. Take care of your parents, and so on. And you as the student, make sure you do the tutorial homework. There are these 2 boy, right, from Polytechnic. You must make sure you do the tutorial, finish your tutorial, then you come here. Otherwise, tomorrow go to study, then the lecturer asks you, why you do the tutorial? I go to learn Dharma. Who teach you? Venerable Chang. Then where do you go? Buddhist Lord. Jialat. You heard the whole reputation gone. Why not? You make sure you settle everything, everything done already, so you're more comfortable. You come here, don't have any kind of, duty you're supposed to do, that kind of things. Okay? So this is the verse here. Can you turn to page 242? Okay, you see 243. The rest read up by yourself. Can you see the subtitle there? The obstruction and the ways to overcome them. We do have an obstacle, and life is that this is called life, whether in your working environment or your study life, the kind of things. We usually have to meet the challenge, a lot of obstacles, especially you learn Buddhism, right? So because you want to, attain liberation, so you need more kind of challenges, You may face a lot of obstacles, have to clear. Otherwise, so easy for you to get the kind of thing. Just like, You do your diploma, the obstacle, if you compare with the degree one, is actually better. Then you do the postgraduate, the degree, the obstacle is also better. When you do the PhD, that is the greatest, the most challenge one. So before you have to go to the high one, high cert or high things, you want to achieve the result, we have to pay for the price. We say we always have to pay for the price, right? Now, verse 137, the obstruction are procrastination. Procrastination, that means that, people like to delay, 延误啦, Chinese, today I don't do, I do it tomorrow lah, I do it tomorrow. Then when tomorrow comes, I say, I do it tomorrow again, I do it next week, I do it next month, I do it next year. I still got time. Why you don't come for Dharma class? I'm not free this year, 2022. 2023, I will join 2023. But you don't know what's going to happen in 2023. Even nothing for you happened to you, but Buddhist taught no Dharma classes, and no lecturer, no teacher to teach. Even you want to come, also no use, right? So all these are dependent on causes and condition. In Buddhism, talk about causes and condition. This girl, this guy, is all the condition, good causes and condition. Depend on causes and condition. You come here also depend on causes and condition, because this is the first time they organize the English Dharma class in Buddhist lodge. Because all the time from the past, for what I know when I was young, as a boy came here, where got English one? Even the Dharma classes taught also not so common, right? That's why they want me to come here to help out, for the English Dharma class. But they say more youngsters want to learn, and even those English educated ones, speaking ones, they also come to the temple, to this temple. I heard from them. They come here probably because of their parents come here, or probably their ancestors, they tablet, they put it here, they want to come here to pray, and so on and so forth. Okay, back to the textbook. So the obsession are procrastination. That means, you give an excuse yourself to postpone to this, and this is the obstacle. It's just like you want to come here, you say, I come next lecture, next lesson, today I don't want to come. Then when next lesson come, you say, I still got something to do, I cannot come. Talk. So many obstacles. Attachment to worldly pressures. Wow, I got appointment, I'm supposed to go to Orchard Road, I'm supposed to go to Clarke Quay, I'm supposed to go to the whatever lah, you give so that I cannot come. Worldly pressures. Enjoy the worldly life. Go for food, go to cinema, and now when you read the newspaper, the capital, the cinema, they're going to close by 27 this month, and the Golden Mile, the cinema coming. I read the newspaper, I don't know lah, because that one is a historical building. They built in 1932, according to the newspaper. Do you read the newspaper recently? You all don't read the newspaper. Okay, so self-disparagement and timidity. Some people timid, 胆子小 Dharma class, I don't want to come. Now module 3 very profound, I heard, very difficult one to understand, correct now. Talk about emptiness, just a 空 and talk about the wisdom, that kind of things. It's so profound, so deep, so difficult to understand. So they are not to come. Or you may find that now still pandemic still around, the virus still around, I dare not to come. Although the optional is the option that if you walk outside, you can take out your mask, but inside you still have to wear the mask, right? And I do sometimes wondering those people in-house one, in the room do the chanting. If you're going to chant for the whole day, wearing the mask, I tell you, it's a challenge, Some people ask me to conduct a retreat. That's why I conducted a few times. I dare not to accept it. Why? Because you just imagine those helping Faji instrument for and chanting, and you can chant very soft, or even don't chant just like that, silence. But to them, they have to put on a mask and do the chanting for the whole day. I think it's a challenge, because with the mask, sometimes the voice is not so loud, and with the mask, sometimes the breathing. You see, I wear the face shield. It's easier for me to talk. If I wear the mask, just imagine, and I like to talk very loud one. Then you see how difficult you're going to breathe, That's why if I wear the mask, wear the face shield, so in front of me at least got 2 meter, 3 meter apart. Not too bad, you know. So these 2 seats better don't occupy these 2 seats. So at least make sure that 3 meter apart, something like that. Okay, can you see the below one? This one is quite straightforward. You see the subtitle there? Training the mind not to retreat. Right? Training the mind not to retreat. Can you see the verse 138? Now, it said because of the difficulty, right? Because of the difficulty of the achieving Buddhahood, right? It's very difficult because especially want to achieve Buddhahood, you need more challenges. It's just that things are so precious, 很珍贵. You want to get it, then we have to pay for a lot of price. Right? We need to put in a lot of effort. Or we are talking in terms you need to overcome a lot of obstacle problems. Right? Just like I want to get a degree, you have to go through so many obstacles so that you can get it. Just like I want to get a promotion, then you have to work very hard for the whole year or something like that. And so they can get the promotion from the boss, your boss. So because of the difficulty of achieving the Buddhahood, the long period of birth and death, just like you and me, we are in the long period, in the cycle of birth and death. In the cycle of birth and death. 生死. So no ending. I mean, according to Buddhism, right? Because of our karma. And we have a bad karma. We have a bad action, so that we have a bad karma. We have those consequences. So life after life, in Buddhism, not just one life, we die, that's all. So we talk about reincarnation, rebirth. In Buddhism, believe in rebirth, 投胎. And solely depend on your karma to determine, all right, which cycle we're supposed to go, whether in the human, as a form of human, or divine beings, 天人, you all studied before, or fall into the 3 evil destiny, that one is due to the bad karma. So the long period, such a long period, so we are considered we are very fortunate. Now we can learn the Buddhism and we see the light of hope. There's a hope there. Right? It's just like in Christianity or Islam, this is their belief. Of course, we are talking in Singapore, talking about harmony, religious harmony. Buddhism also recognizes there are God in the heaven, but just like we have a different focus. So Buddhism don't criticize other religion. Okay, whether you believe in Allah, you believe in Jesus, God, and this is what they believe. You believe in God, then go to the heaven. So in Buddhism, of course, we believe in we have a wisdom through cultivation, cultivate the Dharma. Then we can go beyond the in the 6th cycle, in the cycle of birth and death. So such a long period. So now we are lucky now, we learn the Buddhism, and we see the hope already. Just like you travel to Buddhist lodge, if you whether you take MRT or bus or taxi or something like that, those public transport. And for instance, if you take the bus, then you come from this road, River Valley or something like that, and you're turning from there, the river there, Singapore River, and you can see, we still got 2 more bus stops to go so that I can reach my destination. I mean Buddhist lodge. So you see the light, the hope already. So they know that I'm going to prepare to alight from the bus or even you travel, you take the MRT, that one is Teruae, before the Chinatown. And then if you take MRT, you have to get up from the MRT, then you take 2 more bus stops. I think it's 2 more bus stops. So you have to change. But by the time you reach the Teruae, you say, I'm going to reach Buddhist lodge already because I just take the bus, 2 more stops, then I'm going to reach already. So you see the hope, there's a hope. You're going to reach the destination. So, and the vast provision needed, and just now we talked about provision in terms of blessing and wisdom. Okay, blessing and wisdom. You do a lot of volunteer work, you work very hard, you got money, enjoy your life, that kind of things, whatever. This is called blessing, 福报. Right? Wisdom in terms of gaining the people like y'all, people like us, including me, we gain the Dharma knowledge so that with this knowledge, then we practice in our daily life. And this is how we generate the wisdom. Right? according to Buddhism. So here they say, and the vast provisions needed. I mean, these two are needed, these two provisions, blessing and wisdom. So one must train the mind not to retreat or give up. Not to retreat or give up. People like you. So you have to struggle to tolerate for the 3 modules. Right, for module 1. But time is really fly. I mean, we started from last year. They 2 of them, they also, the whole family 4 joined until now. Right, time is really fly. Just imagine day after day, week after week, months after month. So it's very fast one. And this module is going to end in November, end of November. And now it's June already. You say, still got 5 more months to go. Oh, very long. But, as you know, very fast one. Time will wait for you one. You see, the morning we started from just now, and now going to have later lunch already, coming very fast. Half day going to finish already. You like it or don't like it, the time will wait for you one. Right? Whether you like it or don't like it. Just like you go to work 8 hours. I mean, if you don't work OT, Monday, tomorrow you go to work. But some people still work from home. Good life. So, of course, government encourage you to go back. And a lot of people don't want to go back. Because it's habit already. I got one student, 师父, 我才工作2天 very flexible 2 days, and the boss leave it to, even the boss himself also don't want to work. Don't want to go back to the office. Also, 哇，你这么好命。Right? Because already habit already. They are reluctant to go back to work already. So now the government even, they also say something, right? They say, the employee must to have a some flexibility, all right? To have a flexible working hours. Otherwise, you cannot attract people to work. And some, they don't care after this pandemic, Singaporean. You say, I don't want to work already. Wow, it seems like they are very rich already. A lot of money, so I don't need to work. And you see now on the road, you can see taxi driver. Nowadays, I have to take MRT, I go to Buddhist college. Because even I want to wait for taxi, just imagine with the hot sun sometime, at the roadside, I don't want to call one, I have to pay more. Then you wait at the roadside, and waited so long, 15 minutes to half an hour, you can't even get one taxi sometime. And even you get a taxi, then traffic jam. Go everywhere, also traffic jam. So if I take MRT, the timing is so accurate because all computerized one. Unless breakdown, you break down the bopian, if MRT, but sometimes of course once a while. But if every day like that, I mean in general, the MRT timing 精准 peak hours every 3 minutes. Then I take MRT is even. I mean, take MRT also don't need to waste time, right? You close the eye, then you 念佛号 lor, or something can read the books, ma. Who care? Nobody care one. I saw that time I scared to take MRT because I'm a monk. I scared people look at me. 你是怪物啊? How come monk take MRT? Other countries is okay, but Singapore, a lot of people very 八卦 one. But nowadays I take MRT, I find that who care? Who want to see you? You are not pretty, you are not handsome, who want to see you? What people see more interested is handphone because everybody 低头就咚咚咚咚咚. I see a lot of people. You take MRT coming already. 咚咚咚哆来咪发嗦啦低头. And this become culture already. And you take MRT, you can very keep quiet one. You don't need to talk to anybody. You don't need to entertain anybody, 你看他还是点头. That's why he like it. He took a lot of MRT. Right? You take taxi, I tell you, although you say more privacy, 1-to-1 or whatever, but some taxi driver is so 八卦, so talkative one, Then he just expect you to entertain them. You have to talk to them. I got one student, she's a girl. She told me she had to take she had to take taxi, He said, 师父你不知道 must entertain the driver, Especially they look at girl, they even talk a lot, So you see you take taxi, you pay more. Taxi is not considered a public transport in Singapore, That's why government do subsidize, Therefore, taxi very expensive nowadays because of high inflation and petrol, Russia and Ukraine war. Right? You pay so much, and yet you cannot do your thing. You have to talk to the driver. 你得罪他你就死了 because你的生命在他手中心 He can anyhow drive, then you die already. And then how to jump out? Right? So nowadays I'm more comfortable to take MRT. I think probably I'm the only one monastery take MRT. Because all of monastery they take taxi or somebody drive there. Of course today I come here people drive, but normally working who want to drive you to go to work. They also have to work as well. Right? So, people that are such a public figure, then you have to behave yourself. If you anyhow do it, people take the picture, they put on the Facebook or whatever, then they liao. Right now? Because you wear this one, everybody look at you because it's a different attire, the clothing. Right? So I find it, MRT got aircon, everything. Wow, so fast, no traffic jam. I find it quite enjoying. So now I start to take MRT, no more taxi. Okay, so one must train the mind not to retreat or give up. Okay? So you must always think about yourself, to remind yourself, since I studied the Dharma class, I must commitment, try my best to come, don't waste my time throughout the 1 hour, I make sure I learn something from today. Throughout the 1.5 hours. I don't just come here to sit down and pretend to listen and just pretend to know and just leave the classroom for nothing. Okay, can you turn to page 245? The rest read up by yourself. Okay, the next one, taking the easy path. A lot of people like to take the easy path, easy way to do it. Easy way to do it. Can you see the verse 139? Those who are timid and inferior, people like you and me, 小声怕怕, then we are not brave enough. Everything scared like that. So we should have an easy path to practice. Easy path to practice. Find the easy way. And some people say, Dharma is so profound, 佛法真轻嘛. Very difficult to practice in our daily life. So I prefer near Ami Tofo, Pure Land. The easy way out, find the easy way out. And these are called, actually it's a skillful mean. Then you see the PowerPoint here, skillful mean, upaya, Chinese called 方便. And the notion of upaya or skillful mean or expedient mean is very important in Mahayana Buddhism. Especially one chapter solely focused on this skillful mean, 方便品, in Lotus Sutra, 法华经. So that from there you will know that this is very important, this concept is very important in Mahayana Buddhism. But not so much on Theravada Buddhism. Why? Because Bodhisattva need to benefit all sentient beings. Of course, due to great compassion. But how are you going to benefit all sentient beings? Because all sentient beings have different background. So you must find a way, we call it easy way, or more efficient way to benefit sentient beings, to help them, to save them. Right? So you need the kind of technique, the skill, or something like that, the technique. And this is called skillful mean. Or you come here for Dharma class, you and me, the ultimate goal is to attain enlightenment, 开悟嘛. Right? So through the Dharma classes or through Dharma talk, all these are skillful mean. It means indirect method. It's not the direct method. And this is called skillful mean. Okay, back to here. Upaya or expedient mean is a term used in the Buddhism to refer to as aspect of guidance along the Buddhist path to liberation or to enlightenment, where a conscious voluntary action is driven by an incomplete reason, right? Incomplete reason about its direction. Just like we go this direction, or we go this method this way, in order to achieve our final destination. You just like come to Buddhism, you can go this way, you go that way. This is more direct, this is called indirect. And when you go indirect way, this is called skillful mean. Direct, it means straight, very straightforward. Indirect, it means you have to go one bit round or something, and this is called skillful mean, upaya in Sanskrit. Okay? Can you back to the textbook? And this for these two statements here. Can you turn to page 246? Can you see the verse 140? Here they actually mention the term skillful mean, 方便 in Chinese. Now the Buddha has a special skillful mean. Of course, Buddha want to benefit, to save all sentient beings, 全部的众生. So he definitely need a skillful mean. Right now, just like for instance, how I am going to deliberate the lecture in a more lively way more efficient way in terms of you can understand my lecture. You will find interesting. You will find boring. And so that you're going to fall into sleep. So I need this skill, all right, to benefit you all. And this is called skillful mean. And just like I told you before, I went to the church. You see the pastor, how come they are so professional? When they give a Bible talk, they can capture your attention. And you are very focused to his talk. And he have a skill, the kind of training. That's why very professional. You see those pastors, they usually graduated from the Bible college. I don't know whether the Bible college is still in Singapore. When I was young in Bukit Timah area, there's a Bible, probably there are a few Bible colleges, but that Bible college is quite a long history. And you can see a pastor, 10 out of 10, when they give a sermon or Bible talk in the church. You look at them, it's very aggressive, and or I always say that it's very professional, right? It's just in Singapore, you want to become a teacher to teach in the primary school, secondary school, or JC, you need to go to NIE to train you to become a more qualified, more professional as a teacher. But you see those PhD holders from university, or when they teach in the university, because they didn't go through, PhD holders don't need to go to NIE. NIE's training is catered for those teachers going to teach in primary school, secondary school, JC. Polytechnic above, Polytechnic to university, those master degree or PhD holder, when they teach as a professor, you need to go through NIE training one. That's why you can see a lot of professors in the university. Some don't know how to teach one. Although they have a rich in their knowledge, basically they are PhD holder, doctors, so they know, they write a lot, they know a lot of things, but they don't know how to teach. They don't know how to teach. That's the reason why, because they didn't go through NIE training. Because they thought that you are a PhD holder, you can, I don't know what's the reason behind, so they don't need to go through NIE training. If you study in university, you should know, right? Some professors do not know how to teach, very boring. Everything follow something like that. And some professors very lively, very interesting. But I tell one thing, the American system and British system are different. The British system, just like me, I study in Bristol. British system is to train you, same PhD holder, but different training, is to train you to be a researcher. Researcher, 研究员. So researcher don't need to teach, you just do the research. And this is a British system. So a lot of those PhD holders from England, I should say, I don't know, I didn't really check, whether 50% whatever. Mostly, some of them, they don't know how to teach one. Because they don't have such a training. But American system is different. Because American system, you go there for a PhD course, then at the same time, you can apply so-called like job, also got money income one, as a teaching assistant, a TA, they call teaching assistant. So that teaching assistant, they will give you pay, money, and you help the professor to teach, Some professors say, today is a tutorial, they got tutorial hours, Teach, of course, sometimes you teach, but tutorial hours, you leave it to the TA, just like your personal secretary, then he will conduct, he will teach. Then he also, or TA, not say he or she, will help you to mark the tutorial also. Some professors do need to do it. Because they teach lesser subject, because they want to do the research. And because when you're, as a TA, because you already come out to teach already, your professor tell you, something like that. So you have a gain experience in terms of teaching. So when you come out as a PhD holder, doctor, so you can become professor to teach and very professional. It's compared to British system. You know what I mean now? So it's a different training. So those are American PhD holder, professor, they mostly, the other way around, they teach even better than British system, those from England one. This is what I observe. I may be wrong, I don't know. This is what I observe. Okay, back to the textbook. Now, so the Buddha has a special skillful mean because, of course, they want to benefit all sentient beings. So it needs such a skill, such a skillful mean, to help sentient beings to embrace and protect, and protect these beginners, because especially they are all beginners. Okay. Later I'll introduce Abhidhamma, Amitofo. You can see the PowerPoint here. Now can you see your textbook? Let me see. Okay. Can you see the page 247? Here the listed five, in terms of, you see the first paragraph, the real meaning of easy path is fivefold, right? Fivefold, 有五种. First, the easy path entails being mindful, not only the one Buddha, but of all the Buddhas of the 10 directions. Just like go to temple to worship to Amitofo. You cannot just Amitofo or释迦牟尼佛. You must try to imagine that you actually worship to all the 10 directions of all the Buddhas, 十方佛, not only just one Buddha. So bear in mind, now you know the Dharma. If you go to the main hall, you see the Shakyamuni Buddha or Amitofo. So you cannot just prostrate and imagine that you just prostrate to the Amitofo, Abhidhamma Buddha. No. So in your mind, you must think that, in fact, I prostrate to all the Buddhas in the 10 directions. 十方佛. So this is the first fold. Second, beside the chanting of the name, just like we chant Guan Yin Pusa, the name of the Buddha or Bodhisattva, of the Buddha and Bodhisattva, the easy way, the easy path also include being mindful of them, prostrating to them, and praising them, with verses. It's just a sin like Christianity. I went to the church, they sing the holy song, they praise the God. They say, oh, God, Almighty God, you are great. Right? So similarly, likewise in Buddhism, we also praise to the Buddha. Right? Buddha, you are great. You have such a wisdom. I really follow you, something like that. I mean, it's the same thing. And third, those aiming towards the stage of, Arimating. Arimating is 阿比拔智 in Chinese. Okay? So, not only they have to be mindful, chant name, and prostrate, they should also repent, repentant, 忏悔. Repentant not only just for Christianity, most of Christians, they do it, they say confession and repentance. In Buddhism, we also have repentance, 忏悔. Just like if you chant the 大悲忏, right? People do it once a month, so 大悲忏 also 忏悔嘛. In fact, this repentance, we have to do it every day one. End of the day, you have to think about throughout the whole day, do you do any mistake or not, and then try to not to do it again. This called, you have to confess to the Buddha, confess to yourself, and do the repentance. So rejoice and transfer their merit in all the lands of Buddha. And fourth, can you see two more lines? Fourth, the easy path. The easy path was taught to the timid beginners, right? With an emphasis on embracing and protecting their faith. People like you and me, some people very timid, don't have a kind of a strong determination, not brave enough, that kind of things. And this is the easy path, just like Amitofo, right? Pure Land School. Okay. And fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4 more lines on the right hand side. Fifth, the embracing and protecting of faith. Right? Otherwise, if your faith is wavering, so you may withdraw or change to other religion or something. This may happen to us. Okay, just like Christian convert to Buddhist, or Buddhist convert to Christian, or Muslim convert to whatever, something like that, or Catholic, or Judaism, Jainism, Taoism. So embracing and protecting the faith and easy path is attained through either the faithful vow, right? 心愿, faithful vow, right? Besides faith, then we have to make such a vow. Just like vow also very important in Mahayana Buddhism, 发愿, right? Vow. Okay? Or the practice of the mindfulness of the Buddha, and so on. Right? Both of which lead to the being reborn in the pure land, 净土. Of course, pure land referring to Abhidhamma Buddha. You can turn to page 248. Here, of course, they come in, introduce Abhidhamma Buddha. Then you can see, I show you the PowerPoint here. Now, verse 141. So of this, one of the most special Of course, Buddhism talk about there's not only one this earth, the world, we are living the earth, but they believe in all 10 directions of the Buddha lands also as well. Just in this universe, this just human world, but there's some other world in the other planets and so on and so forth. Okay, so of this, one of the most special is to be reborn in the most blissful land, 极乐土. Blissful land, of course, in this case, you can say pure land, right? And blessed by the power of Abhidhamma Buddha. Can you take a look on the PowerPoint? Abhidhamma Buddha? Abhidhamma, Amitofo, in Sanskrit. Also known as Abhidayas, okay? Is a celestial Buddha according to the scripture of Mahayana Buddhism. Abhidhamma, Amitofo, is the principle of Buddha in Pure Land Buddhism. Just like this Buddhist lodge, they focus on Abhidhamma Buddha, Pure Land. So Abhidhamma means immeasurable light, 无量观 in Chinese, immeasurable light, or immeasurable life, 无量寿. That's the meaning of Abhidhamma. Light in terms of wisdom. Of course, wisdom is immeasurable, infinite, 无限的. It's life, not like you and me, how long we can live. Buddha was born in India in 2,600 years ago at the age of 80, 80岁. Right? According to the author here, Master Yin Sun, 101. Right? Longer than Buddha. Right? Those eminent monks. So even if you say more than 100 years old or whatever, but there's still some limitation. Right? We call it longevity, 长寿. So the Abhidayas means immeasurable life, 无量寿. So he is also called the Buddha of immeasurable light and life, 无量观, 无量寿 in Chinese, immeasurable, 无量. Okay, back to the textbook. Now, so blessed by the Buddha, Abhidhamma Buddha. You see the textbook, it's the same explanation more or less like here, I put on the PowerPoint here. And the other one we call medicine Buddha. That actually another verse I tell later. Okay, we focus on this Abhidhamma Buddha. Now, so they will not retreat from the attaining enlightenment. 不会退道心. And Abhidhamma Buddha, of course, people say, oh, you recite the Buddha name, then you go to the Pure Land, whatever. But this is by skillful means, 方便. For those people are timid, not brave enough, they are not intellectual enough, they are more on emotion, faith, that kind of thing. But having said that, if you based on the sutra, you want to go to the Pure Land, not just to recite the Buddha name, not so simple. This one only skillful means only. Even you go to the Pure Land, but still have to cultivate the Dharma, not go there and shake your leg, because you are not the Buddha yet. Right? So basically you need the wisdom. So you go there, you have to cultivate practice the Dharma in order to generate wisdom. Just like you hate to stay in this defiled world. You want to go to another, just like you want to travel, because I hate to stay in Singapore, during this holiday. I prefer to go out, because more than 2 years I never travel out. Right? So some people don't mind to pay more money for the air ticket, they just want to go out. They sick of the place and just want to go out, just like you and me. You say, well, here in this defiled world, very difficult to practice Dharma. Right? Just like we say, so many problems. Right? So I just want to go to another planet, another place, to continue to practice my Dharma, not just go there to enjoy life. Okay? Okay, can you see the page 249? Wow, I move on faster there because I'm a bit behind schedule. Because this module, a lot of things to talk on. Okay? I try my best to explain in more detail a little bit. Otherwise, I just highlight to you, you go back and read up, and if you have any problem, you can come back to me again. Okay, page 249, next verse, 142. For those who cannot renounce worldly pleasures, if you cannot, you still have to live in the world, you still have to work, people like you, of course, lay people can marry or whatever, you cannot join the monastery, 不能出家, it's okay, fine. According to Mahayana Buddhism, as a lay people, as a laity, you still can practice Mahayana Buddhism. Okay? 不用出家的, 大乘不是, as a lay people still can practice the Dharma, don't need to join the monastery, 不用出家的, not necessary. But wish to attain an enlightenment, people like you wish to attain enlightenment with lay people, as a lay people, 在家人. Because of some condition, you say, I cannot give up, cannot renounce to join the monastic. That's fine, no problem. So the medicine Buddha vow compassionately. Take a look. 药师佛, in Chinese called 药师佛, medicine. And Buddha just like medicine. Dharma just like medicine. But this Buddha, of course, medicine in terms of to cure our illness in terms of our mental defilement or煩惱 affliction. So if you want to have a benefit in your present life, or say, so that's why they say Amitofo is for when you pass away. Now, if you want to have enjoy, in your present life, then you can worship to this medicine Buddha. Make sure you are healthy, lesser illness, that kind of thing, and so on and so forth. So you see here, medicine Buddha is the Buddha, right, of healing. And medicine in Mahayana Buddhism, commonly referred to as the medicine Buddha. To heal our illness or sickness, 我们的病. So he is described as a doctor, 好像一个医生 doctor who cures suffering, our illness in terms of suffering, right, mental one, right, using the medicine of his teaching. His teaching is just a medicine, just like Dharma as a medicine, right, in your module 1. Okay, so refer back to your textbook again. Now, so by wish to attain enlightenment, the medicine Buddha vows compassionately, okay, to provide a pure land in the east. So this medicine Buddha is in the east, 东方琉璃世界. Abhidhamma Buddha is in the west, so east and west. So your choice. If you want the present, enjoy in your present life, make sure you are healthy, I don't care about in future first or our next life, then you probably can worship to the medicine Buddha, 药师佛, 现在得到好处. You can get the benefit in your present life. Then if some people say, sunset, when you die or whatever, then you worship to Amitofo. But that's in the west, 西方. You see, sun is rise from the east, sunset is go to the west, right? Yeah. Something like that. Okay, can you see the verse 142? Wow. That's why I tell you this module, that's why give me 16 weeks to teach, because a lot of things. If I go to follow the line that I tell you, this module at least it take about nearly 1 year. Not only just 10 months, 11 months. More than 1 year, sorry. Because this module, the Maya Buddhism, a lot. Chim, besides deep, profound, but the content is so rich. So 很多东西我要跟你交代嘛. I must tell you. So you think Buddhism so easy? Just worship, then get the blessing. 拜拜就保佑，这么简单。then 你念阿弥陀佛就可以 go to Pure Land. No free meal in this world. Of course, here can get the free lunch, even the free dinner. That's a special case. Usually say no free lunch, right? You just say no free lunch. But now got free lunch, you can tell people, Buddhist, you come here and eat, free one, lunch. Breakfast also free. Dinner also free. You need to pay money, man. So I changed already. I cannot say no free lunch. People will fire you back. I say no free meal. Meal 怎么样？没有白吃的，才说没有白吃的午餐吧？ Now cannot 午餐 already, right? No free meal in this world. We have to pay for the price. Okay, verse 142. For those who cannot renounce, just I say already, right? This 142, and this medicine Buddha is in the east. In the east. Turn to page 251. 251. My target is 253 pages. Today to finish. Wow, now I'm going to 11:15. Okay, so the next one, we talk about the perfection of effort. But the effort haven't yet. Okay, the four power. We talk about the four power first. The four power, verse 143. Okay, verse 143. Because this year we are still in the perfection of diligence. 精进. Superior understanding, strong will. Right, we must have a superior understanding, not just understanding on the surface, especially for Mahayana Buddhism. Right, this is a Buddha intention. Although he taught about Theravada Buddhism, but most importantly, is a Bodhisattva spirit. It means a Mahayana Buddhism. Joy and rest are the four powers. Right, whatever you do, you must have a strong will and your power. You're more powerful enough in terms of mental strength, that kind of things. So I just say already, yeah, right? So that you can continue, put in effort, this and that. Of course, they don't tell what are the 4 minds, 4 powers. If one cultivate them, one can easily be diligent. Okay, if you think that you are so lazy, so you must just refer to this one, take a look. What are the 4 powers? So that you can make it more hardworking, diligent, 比较勤劳, so that you can put your effort in your work or in your study, whatever. Okay, can you see the content? 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th line there. 1 should cultivate the 4 powers, right? Should cultivate 4 powers. First, the next paragraph, the power of superior understanding. If you have a superior understanding, you will more appreciate what is the Buddha taught, and you will be more keen. You have a more positive attitude, more strong in your mental strength, more interesting, is to say that. Just like you have a superior understanding of Dharma, you have a Dharma joy, so that you keep on continue to motivate yourself, so you keep on continue learning. Next paragraph, the second, the power of strong will, 坚固力, strong will. It says some people cautiously, practice this or that without determination and perseverance. 没有恒心啊, and simply just give up, and eventually develop bad habits and accomplish nothing. Right? So you must have a strong will. And third, the last 2 lines there, the power of joy, 欢喜力. Always you say Dharma joy, 法喜充满. You feel very happy, you come here to learn, wow, you feel very comfortable, very happy, now I learn a little bit of Dharma with this knowledge. I find it very useful for me so that I can apply in my daily life. Tomorrow Monday I go to work, tomorrow Monday I go to study. So I will change my mindset. I'm more positive. I'm not so calculative. I'm not so egoistic. I'm more considerate. I'm not selfish. I'm trying to help people, and so on and so forth. I must have a positive attitude towards learning. I must have a positive attitude in my life. So everything will change already. Okay? So you feel a joy. You're very happy. I'm very happy for every day. It's just like those Christian people, they say, wake up, oh, thanks to the God. They always do that, cross, right? I joke with my student, you also can do that. All me, to, for. Just like, right? All me, to, for. So you go to the church, they say, Amen. Talk, 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 cross, right? They say, of course you don't say out, you say, Buddha, tong, 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 tong. East, west, south, no. Right? Yeah, I went to the church, I do that, they also do know. Say, huh? You also Amen? I'm not Amen, I'm All Me To For. Okay, next page 252. Okay, this one, let me finish. Today, a little bit OT. Okay, 4th, the power of rest. And you think, I don't sleep. Just I recite the Amitofo. 不吃不喝 24 hours, non-stop one. Don't sleep, don't eat, Amitofo. Yeah, you can go there. Definitely you can go there because you're so hardworking. But you're very fast to go there already. Because by the time you finish, then you die already. You can go very fast. Because without sleep, without eat, definitely die very soon. 一定很快就死掉吗？就很快去，所以很快去，很快，那个很快的。Very fast one. It's more faster than a speed train. From Beijing to Shanghai, whatever. From Singapore, Jurong to East Coast or whatever, very fast. That one is very, because you are not eat. You didn't eat, you didn't sleep. 那不是很早就死掉了吗？ So, time to rest, you must rest. Time to study, you come. This is called diligence. Diligence doesn't mean that you cannot rest. You cannot sleep. 你错的. Right? Time to work, 8 to 5, you have to work very hard. Time to come here to study Dharma class, you better come. Time to sleep at night, you better sleep. You don't people sleep, you burn the midnight oil. Wow, tomorrow Dharma class, you better read. 临时抱佛脚. Then you call yourself very hardworking. You see, those smart students can pass with flying colors. They know how to balance their life, you know. Nighttime, they don't need to burn midnight oil. They just sleep like normal people. And time to study, they will study. They are very focused, so very efficient. And they still can get pass with flying color distinction. Doesn't mean I have to burn midnight oil. Don't sleep so that I can get the result. You are wrong. Right? That's why here tell you time to rest. Rest power. The rest of power. Right? 休息力. Because you rest, you give you the energy, you know. Give you energy, you know. You see, rest and sleeping, for throughout our life, 1 day, 24 hours. You know how many hours? Sleep also very important. 1/3, you know. 以8小时来讲 8 hours, 3, 8, 24, right? 1 day, 24 hours, 1/3 of time we are sleeping, you know. And this shows that sleeping is so important. Very important. If you lack of sleep, if you cannot sleep well, you just imagine next day, tomorrow, Monday, you go to work, you see, but you overcome. Your eye turn black already. And you find yourself very tired. Right? Okay, today we stop here. So nothing to ask. I know you are looking for lunch. Okay, so shall we do a dedication? Please hold the palm and follow me. May all the merits thus accumulated be dedicated to all sentient beings. May all sentient beings and I together attain Buddhahood. Okay, please stand up. Please hold the palm. One bow to the Buddha. Okay, see you 3rd of July. 3rd of July. Okay, go and enjoy your lunch.